Hello, Robotics Notes fans. Happy July 17th. It is 3:12 in the morning, and it is time to play Robotics Notes Elite like Animal Crossing. So let's load the save data. Came out here in the pouring rain, but Mizuka-san seems even less energetic than usual. Did you get the information I asked you about yesterday? She usually grins at me with confidence, but today she just gives me a death glare. Yesterday I came here alone on the way home to voluntarily torture myself in the name of our passion accord. I wanted to know why Subaru's father hates hobby robots so much. Should I come back another time? I've already got the info. Mizuka-san's clearly in a mood. She was looking sour yesterday too, but I insisted. I kept expectations low, but I guess she takes this job seriously. Trying to help Aki out again, right? Well, sorta. This isn't for Subaru, the club, or because I want to go to the Robo 1 World Championships. At the end of the day, my greatest motivation comes from wanting to support Akiho. Despite how I act, I really do want to help her achieve her dreams. I just don't want to help her directly. So at the very least, I do this sort of behind-the-scenes follow-up so that she can pursue her dreams smoothly. Aki's a lucky gal. I don't know why you seem so jealous, but keep that up and people are gonna call you an old bag. I'm so sorry, I didn't say anything, please forgive me. Looking beautiful as always. The death glare she gives me is enough to make me backpedal immediately. Mizuka-san sighs and gazes off into the distance. The father wants his son to inherit the family business. Usual tale. She suddenly starts filling me in on details. Subaru's old man is Hiromu Hidaka. He's a fisherman. But his kid told him he wanted to study robotics. That was back in middle school, by the by. So in response, he took his son's toy robots away. One of those old-fashioned dads, eh? He reeked to old-school Showa yesterday, and I guess I was right. But didn't Subaru take third place in a robot tournament during middle school? Oh man. Yep, at Robo 1. Third place is mighty impressive for a middle schooler. The robot boom was well underway and Robo 1 was on the fast track to world recognition. Lots of participants too. Since middle school, Subaru was good at tinkering with robots, but when he graduated, his dad put his foot down. After that, Subaru lost all interest in robots. In fact, he seemed to hate them altogether. I'm sure you and Aki are familiar with his attitude. I do recall him being weirdly hostile toward both Akiho and the Robot Club. But now I get it. He never really hated robots, he just acted like he did, even though he was still fascinated by them. Maybe that was his way of appeasing his father. Threw away all my robots, eh? He was refusing Akiho's invitations to join the club because of the promise he made with his father. But because deep down he wanted to keep playing with the robots, he disguised himself and entered Robo 1. Damn it, Subaru. Why does his father hate hobby robots so much? He's probably frustrated that his son seemed more interested in robots than he did with the family business. It's so unfair. It's not rare, though I bet there are a lot of families like that. There aren't many parents who are supportive of their kids' dreams, nor are there many kids who can rebel. I guess not. Oh, and by the way, not only does he hate robots, he also hates rockets. What, because they kind of sound alike? Mizuka-san cracks her knuckles ostentatiously. That's a word. I really need to watch my mouth today, lest I not make it home in one piece. Fishermen may not be very vocal about it, but they're not especially fond of JAXA, you know. Fishermen's Union and JAXA talked it out before the Space Center was built and are currently in good terms, but not all fishermen think the same way. Why would there be conflict between the two? Kai, do you live in a cave? Whew. I don't know what's going up. I feel a little weird. If you're a resident of this island, you should know these things. But I don't come from a family of fishermen. Mizuka-san sighs. In my face. So a rocket launches, right? Then after liftoff, something detaches from it and falls. You mean the booster? Hell if I know the details. Obviously that thing falls into the ocean, so as far as the fishermen are concerned, they're a nuisance. Fishing is banned on liftoff days too. Oh, I get it. JAXA seems to be acting in good faith, but unfortunately Hidaka-san's family isn't convinced. What does it have to do with hating robots? Apparently the reason Subaru became interested in robotics was because of a seminar held about robots at JAXA. Wait, that's it? They're practically unrelated. I guess to common folk, robots and rockets are all the same gobbledygook. Robo 1, was it? It's not uncommon for people here to mistakenly believe that that event is run by JAXA. I'm guilty as charged. When I first heard the name 10 years ago, I thought so too. So that's how it is. Then in that case, isn't this an easy problem to solve? Inherit the business, become a fisherman, but still mess with robots on the side as a hobby. Bam. Problem solved, no? That sounds about right, but I don't know. Maybe there's a bunch of emotional junk complicating things. Emotional junk, eh? His dad even said as much. He wasn't mad about the robots, he was mad that Subaru went behind his back and lied in order to continue. That makes this messy. I doubt this is something that an outsider can fix. If anything, a punk like me getting involved would only make matters worse. I feel bad for Akiho, but it's probably not worth the trouble getting Subaru back in the robot club. But, Subaru-kun is a fisherman. He's so lanky and weak-looking, I can't see it. Can't stop myself from laughing a bit after drawing a mental image of future Subaru in my mind. Uchigaoka Park, 7:17. It's the evening time. She was in the way. An old emotion drips to the back of drips by in the back of my mind. It's bittersweet, causing something deep in my chest to tighten up. As soon as I close my eyes and try to get to the bottom of these feelings, the truck I'm riding on rocks. The truck I'm riding in rocks back and forth and comes to a turbulent stop. There are no other vehicles in the parking lot of Uchigaoka Park. It can fit about 50 cars in this, but this place rarely fills now. A few years ago, it would be packed with people on a launch day. Alright, we're here. Cheers. Also, your driving sucks, as usual. Hey now, I'm going the speed limit. Yeah, so how's your driving so goddamn rough? I open the passenger door. Then I place my feet flat on the ground. As I slowly transition my body weight to the lower body, the Hug's motors activates and stabilizes my balance. It's nice out now. Kind of feels like the rain from earlier was all just a dream. Right now, the sunset proudly dominates the sky. I give myself a good stretch. The scent of rain and soil tickle my nostrils. It's been a while. I rarely step outside on rainy days nowadays. The air is cooler than usual, but the moistness still lingers around my skin and it's a little annoying. I stand up and begin walking. The Hug unit equipped on my legs sounds louder than usual, perhaps because the park is dead silent. Still, the Hug's drive noise has been dropped a ton over the years. So says Takagi, my hug engineer. Here you go. Michi catches up with me and hands me his phone droid. I grab it and take a look at the screen. So Itaro is already up and running, understand? Even I can tell that much. Michi and I have known each other since high school. Even back then he was a condescending prick. Can't even begin to count how many times I've kicked his ass. But even then I can't bring myself to hate him. Think we'll really see one? Pro tip, ghosts only exist in our hearts. They're a reflection of our psychological state. Yeah, whatever. Can't hate him, but it'll sure make you want to punch him. That's Michi in a nutshell. Having known him for 10 years now, I've long since grown tired of his actually reacting to everything he says. I'll be borrowing this for a bit. I stand still, hold the phone droid up to my eyes, and scan my surroundings with Itaro. Righto. I'll be waiting in the car. Feel free to head on back when you get bored. Roger that. I see Michi off through the Itaro screen. Then I scan my surroundings once more. The reason I'm here is because I'm looking for that girl. The ghost Kai claims to have seen. I've heard the rumors before, but I didn't think it'd turn out to be Irie. I first learned about her 9 years ago, but I haven't seen her since. And I didn't want to. After my legs got disabled, I dropped out of college and came back to the island. It's a tiny place. I've had plenty of opportunities to see her again. I mean, I could easily just make excuses since I'm an analog person who doesn't even own a tablet. So what am I even doing right now? What do I intend to do when I find her? I don't know. Gosh, what am I doing? I laugh at myself and turn in the direction of the local hall remains. There she is. We make eye contact. I forget to breathe for a second as I stare at her. It's as if she's standing there, tangibly, like a real person. On top of that, Irie looks at me and happily smiles, just as she did 9 years ago. Hello. That single word is enough to shake me to my very core. It's been 9 years since we've last met, yet here she is, casually greeting me like we just saw each other yesterday. Would you like to hear the weather? Tomorrow's weather, July 18th for Yukushima region of Kagoshima Prefecture Tanegashima, will be sunny. Strong eastern winds with a high of 30 degrees and a low of 25 degrees. The wave height is expected to be 3 meters. You haven't changed one bit. Her innocent smile. The fact that she likes talking about the weather. Her looks, her height. In fact, it scares me how little you've changed. After seeing her again, I finally realize that I wanted to express a single emotion that I've kept bottled up for 9 years. Hey, Irie. Have you been stuck here for the last 9 years? Stuck? I don't quite understand. Are you happy right now? Irie doesn't answer. She tilts her head, waiting for me to speak again. Hey, Irie. Something deep inside my chest stings. I look up as if to escape Irie's honest gaze. Can you disappear? I don't know if this is out of jealousy or friendship. Back then, now, this girl has always been in the way. And that is another episode of Robotics Notes Elite, like Animal Crossing. Tomorrow, I think we cheater hunt. So get excited for that. No joke!